It still say Alvera right here, but it said we going live on the YouTube, so it don't even matter. Motherfucking man, we're gonna start y'all off with the San Francisco treat. You know what I'm saying? This is the San Francisco treat, you know what I'm saying? We got this I need y'all to get a tall glass, you know what I'm saying? This is how we do this. Fill it up with ice. You know what I'm saying? I need 1 ounce of vodka. I want you to fill the most of the rest of that glass with orange juice. Then I want you to top that with 1 ounce of creme de banana, and then drizzle a half an ounce of grenadine down the side of that glass. And then I want you to top that, garnish that with an orange slice and a strawberry. And that's the San Francisco treat, y'all. That's the drink for the night. That's the nightcap for the night. But you know how it is. I'm always here with my boy Dolomite.
Yo, yo.
And the lovely Mockingjay.
Hello, hello.
Hey, here it is, y'all. Welcome to the nightcap.
Welcome back. So I want to get this started and say, are you ready for some football?
Why not? You got to love it.
All right. Controversy. Starting early in the preseason when Colin Kaepernick.
Colin
Kaepernick.
Colin.
It's not Copernicus.
Colin. Copernicus.
Colin Kaepernick.
He's not a shitback either.
Okay, we're going to say Mr. Kaepernick. All right, Mr. Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick, 28 years old, refused to stand for the national anthem. He says his reason for doing so is, and I'm quoting him, "I am not going to stand up and show pride in a flag for a country that oppresses black people and people of color. To me, this is bigger than football, and it would be selfish on my part to look the other way. There are bodies in the street and people getting paid leave and getting away with murder." The 49ers coach Chip Kelly said that it is his right as a citizen to not stand, and it is not his right to make him stand during the playing of the national anthem. He's not the first to use his status to raise awareness to issues towards minorities. Carmelo Anthony, LeBron James, and Dwayne Wade, just to name a few, are a few people who have actually done the same. Kaepernick, he says that he knows a lot of people are not going to like this, especially not the 49ers. However, he does want to be traded from them, so, And he didn't
that's
consult
not a ploy just to get your shit changed up.
Yeah.
I'm not going to comment.
I've
done
a lot of research.
Is he accused of using black privilege? Is this a case of black privilege?
Is that the black privilege?
Hey, man.
Well, he claims that he didn't consult with anybody about deciding to protest, and I'm going to guess that's because they would have stopped him and, lack of a better phrase, actually talked some sense into him. Like, if he has an agent, I don't think that if he spoke to them about what he was about to do, they would have let him do that. He's about to lose. He's got an endorsement with Nike, I believe. He's going to lose some shit over this. Like, a lot of people don't like it at all, but he says, this is not something that I'm going to run by anybody. I am not looking for approval. I have to stand up for people that are oppressed. If they take football away, my endorsements from me, I know that I stood up for what is right. Now, they can take football from him if they want to, but I believe they have to pay him like $11.9 million if they do. So he kind of wins either way, but that's not the point.
I think he's on contract right now. So basically, if they, impede on that contract, they still have to pay him that money.
Exactly. So that's like that's a whole different can of worms right there. That's and that's not what we're really going through. But he said he wanted to go public earlier, but he wanted to make sure that he understood the situation better. And now that he's taken some time to see what's going on and all of the things that happened over the summertime, he said he decided to be more active and involved in the rights for blacks. By the way, he is biracial, but he was adopted and raised by white parents, and he has 2 white siblings from his adopted parents. and his Twitter feed is now blowing up with a lot of negativity and some support, though. He was even shamed by his actual birth mother, who is white.
You say
However,
he's being shamed by her?
yeah, she's been online on his Twitter tweeting him, saying that basically saying that he shouldn't be doing what he's doing. He needs to stand up for the national anthem because there are people that fought for him to have the rights and to be able to play football, and he needs to show respect. But he's gone quiet, and a lot of people actually attacked her for abandoning him, well, putting him up for adoption. I think she was like 19 when she had him. And she was like, oh, it must be nice to sit behind your social media and throw stones when you live in glass houses. But he's gone. Huh?
A real one.
Yeah, a real one.
I mean, he live in a real glass house.
I don't think he lives in a real glass house. We would have found
he got the money too.
He does. But his social media has since gone quiet, since he started his protest and explained why he was doing what he was doing. People are responding to this by burning his jerseys.
Man, I can't even single this dude out and get crazy with him. I mean, look what's going on in the world anyway. Is this really that far-fetched? I'm not shocked.
I can't say that I disagree with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I definitely don't disagree with him, man. Like, I feel like he's doing what he can. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people get upset with celebrities and things of this people of that altitude that don't say anything. Like,
true.
There's a lot of people that actually follow behind what he's saying. There's a lot of people that are actually going to go behind and take a look at what he's saying and actually go with that flow. You know what I'm saying? Whereas, of course, you got a lot of, we can call them patriots for now, but more or less racial white people.
Well, at this point in time, while people are calling them patriots, I'm calling them bullies right now because that's what they are. When you're sitting here because of someone feeling that they are not going to put their hand over their heart and pledge allegiance to an inanimate object and, and call him a nigger and say that they hope he tears his ACL, like career-ending, they're wishing career-ending injuries on this man and saying that he should find another country. Like, he grew up here. His mother's white, for God's sakes. And, for the black side of his family, don't be upset and call him this. Like, he has ancestors who built this country.
Don't wish gutter upon that young man. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, that's really what it's all about, man. Don't wish gutter upon him just because he decided to take
he doesn't want to salute an inanimate object.
Take as a patriot. You know what I'm saying? You feel like, who cares that the United States is corrupt and fucked up? I fought for that flag, so he should be, nah, that's kind of petty, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's doing his thing. Like, yeah, y'all fought for that flag for me to do what I'm doing right now.
Well, there is a vet named Jim Wright. He is a Navy retired vet. And he said a lot of things. They're not in complete defense of Kaepernick, but this is clear.
Yeah,
if he says if he's forced to stand, I'm going to paraphrase what he said because he said a lot of things. But he said if he is forced to stand and put his hand over his heart, all that we've done is to create the illusion of respect because we're going to know that he doesn't really feel that in his heart. And that turns America, if we make him get quiet and we make him stand and we make him put his hand over his heart and salute that flag, that turns America into a different country. And not the one, and this is a country without freedom or liberty. That's going to turn it into those other countries that we fight towards and say, oh, you can't, make people do what you want to do. Everybody has to be free to make their own decisions. That's what we would turn America into if we make him get quiet and we make him salute that flag. And it's like, if we do that, would that really make everyone that's disrespecting him happy? In order to get respect, one must earn it. A true veteran, I'm going to quote here, a true veteran might not agree with Colin Kaepernick, but a true veteran would fight to the death to protect his right to say what he believes. You don't like what he has to say? Then prove him wrong. Be the nation he can respect. It's really just that simple.
I mean, and that's the difference between a veteran and the patriots, so called, that are
Okay.
in an uprising about how Colin Kaepernick feels about this country, which there's a lot of people, there's millions of people in this country that feel the exact same way, but don't have his platform to stand on.
And then
And I
I'll have
applaud
status
that
support.
young brother for standing on the platform that he got and taking the stand that he did. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, they don't listen to us. They don't listen to the common
Nah, we get
man. They
shot.
don't listen to the everyday man. They don't listen to your average Joe or Jane. You know what I'm saying? They want to hear about the people that are celebrities. They want to hear about the people that are politics. They want to hear about the people that are in a or somewhere around a higher power. These are the people they claim that they want to hear from. And then hearing from that young brother what you didn't want to hear, now y'all feel some type of way. So y'all want to claim y'all gonna burn his jerseys and things of that
No,
nature.
they
Like,
have.
nah, it doesn't matter. Like, so what? They gave him money. For you to burn that jersey, you had to buy that jersey. For you to buy that jersey, you bought his name. For you to buy his name, you
You
put money in
spent
his
that money.
pocket. So
The
it
kid
doesn't
has a
matter.
point. The kid has a point.
Okay, so
You know what I'm saying?
but what do you really feel about people, being upset? Like, okay, so he didn't stand up and he didn't salute a flag, and so they feel that they should burn his jersey because of that. Like, it's almost as if like taking a personal stab, like burning a flag in reverse, maybe.
You don't care.
Nah, man.
You be alright.
It only matters because he's a celebrity. Me personally, I know the way this country's been going since I was a youth. I stopped standing up and pledging allegiance and putting my hand over my heart when I was in elementary school.
I mean, I stopped
But they
doing it
don't
when I
make no
was
big
in
fuss.
middle school, but that was just due to, my stepmother asking me, telling me that she didn't do it, and I asked her why. I asked her if she wasn't proud, and it was more of a religious thing. She was like, no. She was like, do you know what allegiance means? And I was like, I actually don't. She was like, see, they're having you do something since you're a child, and you don't even know what that means. She was like, allegiance means loyalty. She was like, so when they have you stand up and pledge your allegiance to a flag, God says there should be no false gods before him. You're pledging your loyalty to that flag. You need to be pledging your loyalty to God. So I will stand, but I will not put my hand over my heart because that flag's not there. God is there. And I'm not trying to turn this into a religious thing, but that's why I stopped doing the pledging at middle school. I sat down when they told us to rise. I sat down. I laid my hands on my desk, and I wasn't disrespectful. I wasn't loud or nothing. I just sat still until the pledge was over because I refused to pledge my loyalty to a flag because I know my loyalty did not belong to that. In God we trust. Amen.
See, I stopped pledging my loyalty to that flag because I knew that that flag wasn't pledging its loyalty to me. See, it's not what your country, it's not what you can do for your country. I mean, it's not.
I
It's
think it's not what your
literally,
country can do for you, it's what you can do for your country.
and that's what they say. But what I'm trying to get at is this is a mutual beneficial situation. It should be what your country can do for you and what you can do for your country. You know what I'm saying? They try to make it like it's vice versa, or it's one or the other, but that's not the way it's supposed to be. The reason why the way the United States is the way it is right now is because they want the people to do for the country. They feel like they went out there and fought, so now the people supposed to do. No, y'all fought, but y'all not really giving the people the opportunity to do the things that they're supposed to do. So it's hard. You know what I'm saying? Especially for people of my culture and my circle. You know what I'm saying? You don't get the opportunities that every other person get. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm doing what I'm doing, we doing what we doing now because we don't get those opportunities. We gotta make opportunities. They'll walk up, hand these other people shit. They won't go. They ain't gonna hand us nothing. We gotta take it. And then they get mad when we take it.
That's true.
That's true. But,
I'm just saying, like, don't get me wrong. I'm a patriot. I love America. You know what I'm saying? I'm 100. I know. I love my country. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know what it's like in these other places. But at the same time, I know my country is unjust. I know my country got problems that they're
Yeah,
not
I have the
even
right
yet
to
willing to
scrutinize my
fix.
country because I love it.
Yes, I'm
Mercilessly.
here. I live in it. Of course, I can scrutinize my country and point out things that they got wrong. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm here. I'm dealing with them. I don't care for people in other countries telling me what's going on in America. Y'all not here. I don't feel like y'all should care about me telling y'all what's going on in y'all country. I'm not there. You know what I'm saying? But right here in America, we got I mean, we're coming up on a politician on the election. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all see what's going on. Like the the runners that we have, like I'm worried about America. I mean, I've always been afraid to be who I really am in America, but I'm like worried about the whole America now because these people aren't really paying attention to who they got in front of these cameras saying that they want to be a face for this country.
Yeah, by the way, Donald Trump told the man if he don't like it, he needs to leave. If he can't stand to salute the flag, he should leave. He should find another country.
Yeah, I always said that. Go back to Africa, find another country, blah, blah, blah.
He's half. I mean, I'm not trying to be funny or nothing like that, but I mean, to bring race into it, he's half white. So, as far as I know, Anglo-Saxons and things of
It
that
doesn't matter.
nature go
It
like,
doesn't
he's
matter. He's
supposed to be
rich.
here.
It doesn't matter. He's rich. We take him.
He's what?
If he's rich, we take him. We take him. He wants to be black. Let him come on over.
Who
Well,
want to be
my whole
black?
thing is, I just don't.
It's a
I'm all
bad time.
for
He
Who
must.
you
He
say
must
want to
not
be black?
patriotism.
know. He must
Huh?
not know. It's a bad time to be black, man.
Hey
So
man, I seen this. Uh, I guess you could say video on Facebook and YouTube or whatnot. But the lady said, man, she was talking to a bunch of white folks. She said, look,
hey, don't
y'all know
look.
how black people are
Nightcap.
treated.
Don't look. Nightcap is live now on YouTube.
I gotta find it, dude. I'm gonna see if I can find it while I'm talking shit about it. But the lady was just like, you know what I'm saying? All you white folks in here, y'all know how black folks are being treated in this world and in this state and in this country. Raise your hand if you would like to be treated like a black person in this country. Nobody raised their hand. She said, hold on, man, I don't think y'all heard me. Like y'all couldn't have heard me because nobody did anything. Like if you want to be treated like a black person is treated in this country, raise your hand. Nobody raised their hand. She was like, okay, so that means that y'all know what's going on in this country and y'all are willingly letting it happen.
Man, I thought they knew. Come on.
You know what I'm
Cities,
saying?
whole
You know
cities
you
and
don't want to be
states.
treated like this,
Whole cities
but
and
y'all letting
states.
it happen.
Whole cities and states, man. Man, Donald Trump is getting it in.
Oh yeah, that motherfucker's. I mean, everybody got to know that the U.S. is, if it ain't 50% or more racial, I don't know what United States y'all was looking at. You know what I'm saying? The 48 states that are conjoined with each other, these motherfuckers are
Continue.
racist.
What?
Alaska, Hawaii, places like that, they might not have this type of shit. But right here, it goes down. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
as
You could
far as
be in
I'm
this.
concerned, to put it back on the subject at hand, like I'm all for patriotism. And I'm all for people being upset because, he didn't stand up and put his hand over his heart like everyone else did. He's not the first. He definitely won't be the last. All I'm saying is be mad, but don't bully. Like all these people on Twitter that are upset and calling him the N-word and threatening him with
That's because
threatening
he
like
was light skinned
career-ending
and they
injuries,
thought
and
he was
he's a good
white
player. I
skinned.
mean, he helped bring the Super Bowl to the San Francisco 49ers in 2011. Like, don't bully him. Like, if you don't like it, voice your opinion. That's fine. But goodness, don't be nasty about it.
They
Calling him a
gonna be
scumbag
nasty.
and a thug, and it's like, come
They
on, he was
said
raised by good, clean people.
they
They were
gonna
white.
make it
Man, if you gave them
nasty.
people, the people that made those comments, if you gave them 30 minutes, they will come up with at least one comment to make about that man's race for every minute that you gave them.
Cause they gonna make it
And I'm just
nasty.
saying, they gonna make it nasty. They racist. That's just what they do. You know what I'm saying? There are people that's out there like that. Again, I applaud that young brother for doing what he did. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I
there
mean, it's
needs to
cool
be
because we
more
don't have
players
a
that
voice.
do this type of thing. What'd you say?
I said it's cool because we don't have a voice.
Nah,
Yep.
nah, we ain't. We our voice as they separate our voice.
Okay.
Us as the minority, as the black people, or whatever they want to call us. They separate our voice. You got your low level niggas. You got your mid class niggas. You got your high class niggas. You know what I'm saying?
High class
But at the
nigga.
end of the day, they don't put all of those voices together because that voice will be loud and it will be heard. They
Too
make
many
sure
niggas.
that those voices are separated. You know what I'm saying? Colin Kaepernick, he's done his part. He's a high class nigga, but he made his voice heard. You know what I'm saying? Whatever his reasons may be, a lot of y'all are trying to say that he's doing it as his last ditch effort for fame, and fuck all that, man. I don't care if the man make another dollar, and I feel like he might not care neither. He's doing it for a purpose because he knows that if he does
Well, he
go
had
back,
been
if he
doing it through all
does,
the preseason games. Nobody noticed it until what, Green Bay, and that's because he was in uniform.
Well,
nah, I think they knew. I think they knew. It's just it's been, you know,
Okay,
time
that's
has
when the media
elapsed. You
caught
know what I'm
on. That's
saying?
when it
So
was
it's
a
just like, okay,
sensation. That's
you
when
still ain't
everybody
came
saw
with
it.
the shit. Say it again.
I said that's when it was a media sensation. When he put on his uniform and people could notice that number 7 is sitting down, that's when it caught on, because he could have been anybody when they were doing the preseason games and they weren't in uniform. They put on that
It's
uniform,
2000.
you can
It's
see who that is.
2016. That is the hottest quarterback on that team. That camera has been on him since the game started. The first preseason game. They knew he wasn't doing that shit. I promise. I promise.
they knew
They knew he
he
wasn't doing
wasn't
that
doing
shit.
that shit.
It
Ow.
just took this many games for them to publicize it and say, hey, okay, we're gonna put you, we're gonna start finding you, we're gonna start fucking with you, we're gonna start bothering you if you don't change this shit. Cause I seen you do it the first time. Think about it. Muhammad Ali did the exact same shit. They trying to compare my boy to Muhammad Ali, saying like, I mean, some people are trying not to compare him to Muhammad Ali, but he's doing the exact same thing. Muhammad Ali didn't do. He felt like he felt. He made a stand. He stole. He said what he stood for. You people are acting like this man ain't got something to stand for. He is biracial. And even if he wasn't, even if he was a white man, y'all just wouldn't publicize it because y'all would want to keep the white man from showing that much love to.
Okay, well let's explore that. What do you think would be the difference if he was white?
If he was white,
if he was white, he'd be the trillest white dude on the planet.
I mean, do you
no,
think? And if he said that was why he was doing it, he was doing it for Black Lives Matter. Do you think people would start?
That shit. I promise you, they wouldn't show that shit. The reason why they wouldn't show that shit is because with him being black, that looks like a nigga out of line. Him being half black, that still look like half a nigga out of line. If he was white, you got the white people that are gonna be like, wait, is this how we really should feel? And then there are gonna be other white people that are gonna stand with him, and their numbers are so much greater than ours that it would stand out. See, him being half black is just him being a half nigga out of line.
Half a nigga out of line. I agree. Yeah, that sounds about right.
That's what I'm saying. If he was white, they wouldn't show that shit because that means you're gonna get white people to rally with black people, and if you get white people to rally with black people, that's how you had the civil rights movement win. We didn't win that shit by ourselves. We had to have white people fight with us.
And we didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us.
Don't even bother. But I like what the veteran said. Mr. Wright, which is WRIGHT, by the way. He made a point. He said, prove him wrong. Be the nation that he can respect. It's really just that simple. And if that's the case, if we're gonna try to be a nation that he can respect, and not just him, but everybody, like, where do we start? I mean, we got our own people starving. However, we're feeding people in other countries, and I'm not saying that that's wrong.
Yeah, we got. Hey guys, my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off, Mark. My bad. But we got one viewer. Drop a comment, man. Let us know what you think. Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah. But yeah. So if that's the case, so where do you think? Where do we start to try as a people if we're gonna try to make our nation a nation that can be respected, and not just by not by Mr. Kaepernick, but by everybody? Where do we start as a people?
I think we start by doing this and adding a couple more people of color on the line. That's what we start. We start having these conversations, man. Because one thing I noticed between colors and races is when we take that time to talk and do understand each other, because that's the problem. Everybody's like, yo, fuck it. I want it this way. I want it this way. You can't care about nobody. Yeah, fuck how somebody feels. You gotta worry about how you feel. And somebody would just, if we can just take a little time to compromise, everybody compromise a little bit, then we'll be okay. Everybody just is gonna have to compromise a little bit.
Correct.
Yeah.
But the shitty part about it is that's something that certain people aren't willing to do.
Exactly, and they like to keep acting like they're doing it. They like to keep putting the act on. That's what kills me.
Motherfuckers love to pretend, man. And motherfuckers gonna lie to you till if they can lie through their teeth, they gonna do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can smile at you, but if I can lie through my teeth, I'm gonna do it. That's how they feel. You know what I'm saying? And it's just hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, these motherfuckers stay lying, and y'all just keep putting them in places to where their lies affect a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Way back in the day, a lot of people predicted that this shit was going to happen, and we was going to have these people in the police stations and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Y'all didn't think it was going to happen, but they did it. You know what I'm saying? And now here we are. They reaping the benefits, and we reaping what we reaping. You know what I'm saying? Reaping souls, if anything. You know what I'm saying? Because they just taking us for no reason.
Oh, got another viewer. You feel a certain way, drop a comment. Let us know how you feel. Nightcap on YouTube now, man.
Man, I'm glad you're catching up on us live, too, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, But I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like these people, they not really realizing how the effect is. Like, you know, I was watching I forget what it was, who I was watching. But I mean, shit, it's my view as well. You know what I'm saying? Like you got people that to be a teacher, you got to be trained and schooled and get a PhD and all this other stuff. And that's just to teach somebody how to do cosmetology. Like I got dreads. That's to teach you how to do my hair. These people are
Someone with a
getting trained
curling
for
iron
six
goes to
months to
school
be a
longer than
fucking
someone
police
that
officer.
goes to a police academy.
What'd you say,
Six
Bob?
months.
Someone that's holding a curling iron goes to school longer than someone that goes to a police academy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you watched the same thing I watched. I know you understand.
Yeah, he
You know what I'm
definitely had a
saying?
point
Matter of
with
fact,
that.
shout out to DL Hughley, man, because that is what I watched. I just remember.
He had a
You know what I'm
point.
saying?
He definitely had a good point with that,
But
man.
like he definitely had a point. Like to hold a curling iron and straighten somebody's hair, you gotta have more training than somebody that got a gun and is supposed to be protected and serving
Protecting us.
somebody's life out here.
Yeah, so you got to go to school for, I want to say, 18 months so you can fry my hair, dye my hair, and lay it to the side. Fry it, dye it, and lay it to the side. Just hair. Just hair. That's it.
And 6 months to
6
hold a
months.
gun and be the judge and jury on somebody's life, basically. Because no matter how much y'all say, oh, the police ain't the judge and jury, when they took that gun and they shoot these kids and they shoot these adults and they shoot these people, they are the judge and jury. It's all over.
Yup.
Ain't nothing else to say. It ain't nothing left but the crying now. They the judge and
Exactly.
jury. They made that decision. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, shit don't stop. I mean, you know, I don't know, maybe it's because I'm black, but my Facebook timeline, for whatever reason, stay flooded with fucked up bullshit coming from the police, fucking with youth, adults, elderly, all of the colored nature.
Yeah, I
You know
think
what
we
I'm
might
saying?
be
Like, and it's
we might be
fucked
being
up.
targeted. I think we're being targeted, man.
I don't know. I'm
We
gonna
being
go. Well, I'm gonna
targeted,
check
and
one
you
of
know what
my
I'm saying?
white friends' Facebook and see exactly like what's
I
on
want to
his
know
or
I
her
want to know what's
Facebook.
coming up on their timeline, man. Because
Yeah, what's on their
if
feed?
I want to know if this is real. Like I feel like that is specific targeting, and like that's making us even more belligerent and even more unpredictable. Because if all we see all day is police fucking us over, killing us, beating us, hitting us, fucking us up, when we do encounter them, this is what we expect. And if that's
I'm
what
just
we
not
expect, and then we
understanding like the
deem to
whole.
ourselves
The
and to
more
the
I think
public that we
about it, the
not
more I
on it,
get vexed with the fact that people are calling him a scumbag. They're like, "Oh, he's a scumbag. He's nothing. He's a piece of shit." Like, just he's worse than nothing because he would not salute a flag.
no, he's worse than nothing because he's a nigga that wouldn't salute a flag or half nigga, however y'all want to see it. But that's what it is. It's not because he wouldn't salute a flag. If there was a white dude out there that wasn't saluting the flag, that wouldn't give two shits about it. He has the right to do that, is what they would
Yeah,
say.
yeah, they would put them rights up on us.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
think
But
so too.
because we niggas, we don't have a choice. We don't have a voice. We're supposed to just do what we're told. And we're told to salute the flag. We're told to stand there in honors. We're told to stand there with our right hand over our heart and pledge allegiance to this shit that we know ain't really fucking with us.
That's true.
Don't care for us.
We
Like I
had a little
said, I
strife in it.
applaud that young brother one more time for doing what he doing. You know what I'm saying? Whether it helps or don't, I just applaud you for doing it.
At least he
Yeah,
took a stand.
yeah. I commend that. No, hey, no guts, no glory.
Absolutely.
Real. Yeah,
That shit's crazy.
let's see. Is there any? What else was there? Was there anything else to go with that story? Any advances? Nothing. That was it.
I
No
think we covered
suspension or
everything.
anything. They weren't able to suspend him or anything.
No, they can't.
Nah,
They
they
can't.
can't.
And besides, he's had some injuries to where he really can't play that well. I forget who they replaced him with at this point, but they have replaced him with another quarterback. So, because he had some shoulder injuries and I think but not to his throwing arm. But he had a shoulder injury and I think possibly a leg injury or something of that nature. So they said they'll
I
handle
know my
football
boy
things
broke
with
some
him.
records.
Huh?
I think my boy broke a record last year or the year before. He had like 181 yards rushing as a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? In one season, like that don't happen often. That guy's
Yeah,
the
everybody
truth.
can't do it.
So just as well as y'all can say he ain't this and he ain't that, he still put up numbers. So you remember that. Colin
Remember.
Kaepernick. I'm sorry.
Kaepernick. Remember that name.
Remember Colin, baby. For life.
Hey, remember, I mean, who knows if he's gonna just, this whole thing will fade away. We'll see how long it goes. Maybe we'll have to revisit it, revisit this subject. But as of right now, he's making a stand, and I guess they're gonna try to handle him accordingly. But they can't make him stand until we have a country that we can all respect, not just him, but something that we can all respect.
Well, I'm cool with that on the subject for tonight. Y'all cool with that?
I'm good
I
with it,
think we
man.
covered everything. I can say that we can rest it for now.
All right.
Like
Nightcap.
Nightcap.